I see faces, yes, faces of man in cells. There's one sort of freedom in the heart. As a mean, art can give voice and can give also an ear to the prisoners. And it could be every one of us. Nobody is lost and everyone is safe. Also the nobodies behind bars. They have more freedom in their heart, yes, than many of us can imagine.
Welcome to Men on Fire Declaration podcast that shares the mission of Declaration, but also of collaborators and friends of Declarations in the world. I welcome with me Peter. I hope I pronounced very well the name.
Yes, you pronounce it perfectly.
Echtermeyer.
Echtermeyer.
To present to us a very unique project, actually, that is very impressive, and for us, Declaration is very appealing because our founder also was so close to this ministry. Art and prison.
Yes.
But before presenting art and prison, we would like Peter to present himself. Who is Peter?
Peter is a German-born deacon. I'm married, I have 2 children, and I'm 70 years old now. And half of the time of my lifetime, I was in prison, visiting prisoners, 35 years. So we will come to this point more in this interview. I thank you very much, and the Clarissans brothers and fathers, and grace to the founder. I'm here now in this place. It's the general house of the Clarissans, and there's much of hospitality. So Peter is happy to be here, yes, and Peter is from Berlin, and he has worked in prison, as I said, for a long time. His family is in France and in Germany, so I'm a European guy, but working on an international level since many years. That's me.
That's very wonderful. I feel that the interview or the podcast is going to be very interesting.
Yes, hopefully. Yes.
So what brought us here is actually the project into you are is art and prison. And what is art and prison?
It's English, nicht art and prison. Yes, my mother tongue is German, and in German it will be Kunst und Gefängnis, art et prison. En français, and so we have in many languages art and prison stuff included. And as a mean, art can give voice and can give also an ear to the prisoners. And what is a prisoner? It is a woman, a juvenile, or a man incarcerated in confinement for a short time, a long time, could be an old man, a young woman, it could be every one of us, yes. And so as a mirror of society, prison is a very confined department there, yes. And so art, we brought it into prison with the art contest in the Holy Year 2000 here in Rome, and showing the work, the creativity from inside of prison to people, yes. And so when I'm as a deacon, I said this when I'm preaching in a church or somewhere else, and I show the paintings coming up from different parts of the world. The people looking to these paintings see what is behind, the colors, the themes, the forms, and the creativity what people in prison have. And that's a lot. We will come up to this. So Art in Prison is an association on loose. It is with international law also organizing art contests. It was founded in the year 2009. We are 50 members in Germany, but we have also affiliations in France and Italy now and in other countries. Yeah. It's a little bit European bound, and we hope to be spreading our messages in different parts of the world.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, that's wonderful. And 2009 up to now is how many years?
It is now we have 25, yes, another Holy Year. Yes, you can you can count it. It is a little bit more than 15 years
yeah,
now.
yeah,
It's in Germany by German law. It is nearly a lifetime, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah, for 15 years we are working on this,
yeah,
and
mm,
much experience there.
yeah, yeah,
In our collection, we are collecting paintings, art, crafts, also from different parts of the world. We have more than 2,500 items now in our collection,
wow,
and it's a traveling collection, and we had 50 exhibitions now in different countries, in Sweden, in France, in Italy, also other countries. So we'll not name them all now.
I think what I appreciate in that is that most of the cases we forget our brothers in prison, and this association actually is a special look at those forgotten, but in a special way. But I think behind that that mission and vision of the association, there's a personal experience.
Yes.
I would like to know what personal experience actually, or inner calling, inner feeling that led you to found Art and Prison as Peter, and why do you think that this is necessary for us
Well,
today?
it was not founded immediately. When I became a deacon, it was some years before founding this Art and Prison Association, yes, and I was in prison before I founded this with other people, yes. And so there was a World Congress here in Rome in the year 2007, yes, and we had an art contest, and were hundreds of paintings from all over the world. So representatives from all the 5 continents came over. And here in Rome, we had an exhibition in the Sala Agostiniana at the Piazza del Popolo. It is here in Rome, a very known place. And so many people came, saw these paintings, yes, and it was a side event to the global conference done with Justice and Peace and the Secretary of State here. And so these paintings had a big impact to the people, to the visitors, yes. And personal context came over from prison to art, prison and art, yes.
Yeah.
And so my personal calling, your question was, what can I do more if this impact is there and when people are touched by the message coming out from prison? And all of us know the verses of St. Matthew 25. If you're visiting prisoners,
Yeah.
you are visiting Christ himself, yes?
Exactly.
He is in solidarity with prisoners. And so this was my personal call also as a deacon when I was consecrated later on, to bring it for the community in the parish where I was working from. And I saw this is a certain success, yes. And you know that prisoners don't have a big lobby in the world, yes. And
Of
so
course.
this is quite different.
So, if I understand very well, actually, is like the prison, the movement is from the prison to outside.
Yes.
So, what does that mean to bring artworks created in a prison into places outside, like museums, like cards, and so many places as you just listed?
Yes.
You had an exposition here in Plaza del Popolo.
Yes.
What does that mean actually?
Yes, the most part of society knows prison only from television, from books, or storytelling, and the reality of prison is just another thing. Yes, that there are men, there are women, juveniles, and with different stories, and everybody does not have the same story. There is a unique experience for everyone, but the common experience is they are locked up. Yes, there are places without a key. You can't go out. Yes, and so to bring art, pieces of art from inside to outside, to museums, to ministries, to churches, to communities, little groups, you can speak about the creativity of these people looking to a painting, for example, done by a juvenile. It tells the story of his suffering, of his joys, of his hopes, of his love to the family, to society, to the fact why he was or she was included in circumstances, drugs addicts, and so on. So you see many things in these paintings concerning all of us, because we have all responsibility for those what we are locking up there behind bars, yes. And so we have also make differences, and you see in the paintings also the differences between the countries, ethnic differences. Um, uh, you see European stuff inside. Also, in Asia, you have other colors. In the states of United States of America, the motherland of imprisonment. Yes, they have the most prisoners inside. Yes, you see other things in Texas and in California, in South America. I personally had the honor to serve also for the Bishop Conference for a certain time and traveling around European countries, seeing different structures in prisons in Ukraine, in Sweden, in Spain, in Italy, so also in Colombia. Unfortunately, I was not so often in African prisons, and you can be sure that in African prisons, you know better than me, they are suffering and not so much painting and so.
Exactly.
Yes, and they need food and no pencils. Yes, and probably they need both of it. So they're human beings inside, and if people see in the paintings, in the paintings, in the sculptures, and in the music, and art is also music, art is also dancing. Art, it could be a mean of many things, yes, what is not said by reflection, but by intuition, yes. And so you see that are human beings with many more relations than the deed, the fact that they are criminals. They can't be reduced to be a criminal. They are human beings with a dignity, yes, and we have responsibility to respect it, and we are not better than them.
And art is also a way of expressing, as you said, the inner world. The beauty of the inner world. And unfortunately, those in the prison are living actually a very difficult moment.
Oh yes.
There's this, mission of bringing art from inside to outside, like also a way of therapy.
Yes. Yes, it is therapy. Yes, if you're in a prison locked up. I was working with lifetimers. Yes, I don't know so much situations in other circumstances, but with lifetimers, they're locked up for a long time, 15 years, 20 years. Yes, at least in German prisons. Yes, and it so. If they can have the reflection brought to the to the paper or so, their own stories, yes? They think about their parents, about their children, yes? They think about the landscape they're coming from, their own history, and they offer this voice to the world, outside, to society. So there is a bridging between here and there, yes? Between inside and outside.
That is a very big bridge, and is a bridge that is actually needed today, so that we don't forget them, and also they don't lose hope being in the prison. From your experience before and during, after the foundation of the association, definitely there's so many stories. So many stories of life touched from inside and also from outside. Those you see, last time I saw the Pope blessing during the jubilee of prisoners, blessing a cross made with cartons by prisoners. You know, probably this is a very touching story for we that are outside, but also for them inside. Probably you have stories. Will you share maybe a story of that touched you really in this journey over the years?
You know, it's more than 35 years that I experienced many stories, yes? And when I'm thinking about the stories, I see faces, yes? Faces of men in cells, yes? When I visited them, I had always the feeling that I'm going to Christ in a certain situation. And it was not me who gave something to them, probably something also, my time, yes? And we shared a time together, yes? And we forgot the bars behind or before us, yes? So in these conversations, I got a lot from them. Yes, how can people live for a certain time in these conditions? There's one sort of freedom in the heart, yes, in the heart of them, yes, that the freedom is still there, yes. And when I remember one prisoner, he died a couple of weeks ago. It was one of the first prisoners I met. He was inside with 17 years. He came inside because of a very of a crime, very known in all the newspapers. It was written, and he left prison after more than 30 years, yes, in a hospital, yes. And to be over the time with him, he was born at the 8th of December, and we're in December, in outward time now, yes. And I'm still in conversation with him. He's dead now, yes. But for me, he will stay alive, and it was always a sign of hope for me, yes. And, so he was a very deep person, and also knowing that he would not go out as a free man, as what freedom means for society. Yes, and it is one of the stories. One man, and there are many others with different stories. Yes, and but I can tell another little story. I'm a father of 2 children. They are nearly 40 years both. Yes. And when Anne-Sophie, it's one of my daughter, when she went with me in a store, and the woman who wanted to have my money there, and she asked, my daughter asked him, Papa, do you have to go to prison today? Yes, and so they have 1 hour more. Yes, and so the lady was very anxious. She said, "Take care," and so it could be suspicious also, yes, to be in freedom, and and when I went to school with a prisoner also, and we had the joke, who of us is a deacon and who is a prisoner, yes, and it was 70% against me, yes. So you don't see it from outside. Yes, you don't see it from outside. Yeah. And we can earn a lot from them. The message coming out from prison is a big one, and you mentioned the Holy Father who had a cross made in prison. It was, for example, Cardinal Fantuan, who was for 14 years in prison, and he always had in Cambodia, and he always had a cross made in prison. Yeah, also. Wow. And the sign, and it recalls us also that Jesus Christ himself was a prisoner. Yes, and in the Holy Scriptures, you can have lots of personalities, St. Peter, St. Paul, and many more who ended up in prison with a capital punishment. Yes, now, so there are differences to be there. They had the identification of whom is really a prisoner. What does it mean? This is always a question for me. It was a question for me.
And I would like to know if is a kind of those making the art.
Yeah.
Do they have any feedback, like when they produce the art?
Yeah.
Is exposed outside.
Yes, there's a surprise.
Is that any feedback to them to know? Oh,
yeah,
your art actually was admired and fulfilled its mission.
Yes, there are many feedbacks also. Yes, there's one feedback outside. They say, oh, what is this? What are they doing there? Yes, it's not possible that they have done this. Yes, they can only be criminals. Yeah, they are bad people. Yes, and so this brings in a new message. Yes, and feedback to outside that there is more between heaven and earth than the criminals tells us this with their deeds. So. But there's also feedback for the prisoners. This is important that we are showing their work outside in museums, ministries, churches, as I said, and so on. And so I can tell the prisoners afterwards where their works were shown, yes? And they cannot come personally. Sometimes in the Holy Year they come, there was a big mass now at St. Peter's Square, and it's the end of the Holy Year now here. It's a reason to be here also with my colleagues, yes? And so some prisoners will be attending also, yes, freedom, yes, accompanied freedom, yes. And but they can't come normally, and these pieces of art we can show it afterwards. We tell them your work was shown, yes, at this place, to this eminence, to this father of another prisoner and so on. So the relations, and they're interested in groups also speaking about this. We can show the
Yeah.
photos after this. This
Yeah.
is another bridging, yes,
Mm.
between here and there,
Yeah.
yes. Open doors, yes. Open doors where they are locked.
Okay, before we land, maybe the audience may ask, we keep saying art,
Yeah,
and then we keep saying paint.
yeah.
Does the association for now limit itself in the painting?
Yes, most of us
All right.
paintings, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
With more than 2,500 paintings from
2,500
50 countries, yes, and
Wow.
European bound. It is much of them are from Western, Eastern Europe, Northern Europe,
Yeah.
Italy, and but also of the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
For example, we have a permanent exhibition in Sicily, in Favignana. It's a little island, prison island, and there we have for 3 years now 130 paintings there. Yes, and this is a collection from the Mediterranean, from also North African countries, and also from Spain, Italy, Greece, yes, and France. And so the message is coming from the Mediterranean. And when many migrants are coming over the sea, yes, like St. Paul in the time, yes, and so they come today and they suffer a lot. And the Holy Father, Francis, it was his first visit to go to Lampedusa also, and he was giving flowers inside, remembering the suffering and the link between migration, yes, and criminality also.
Exactly.
Yes, this is a very important point. So it's not only art; it's also the social responsibility of art with this mean, yes, to bring it to people. Also sometimes to politicians, yes. And sometimes also, I'm not sure that the right persons are incarcerated, yes, and I'm not sure if the prison, in the way as it is established in many circumstances, is a good place, yes.
Exactly.
It could be a place what is a crime in itself. Also, yes. So these are broad questions. We can discuss this in other forums also.
Yeah, yeah. So also I wanted to ask, a question came up. I was asking, generally, normally when we expose the art, we don't actually give the full explanation, but still we give a kind of explanation of the arts.
Yeah.
But it's the artist that actually explain what it means. Does that also accompany every art painting? Like you paint the paint and they also explain it to say, okay, this is the representation I made, or it's just
There's also a sort of freedom in art to explain it, yes?
Oh, yeah.
There is not one meaning inside. You
Yeah.
see one thing as a spectator of the art, yes? And the message somebody, the artist, wanted to give, yes,
Yeah.
is not the same. So this is a dialogue between art and at least two persons, yes? And a strong meaning of art is not so clear. Art is free, and it is a voice of freedom almost. Also a freedom of interpretation. I'm not an art critic, yes, and I'm a coordinator, and we have in our association art critics and very intelligent persons, also artists, or people who think they are artists, yes. But whatever it means, it's too much for me and to give good answers.
Yeah. So I think you have so many perspectives for the future, and I think I hope you may take it to places that is needed to take, like Africa and so many other countries and continents, where actually, before talking about art, even the condition and living in prisons is not promoting dignity. I mean, the physical condition, the social condition in which they are. So do you think that in this context, can we bring art, or should we take art with something beside, like charity, like support, for them to understand actually the meaning of art?
Yes. Excuse me. It's not enough to bring pencils and paper to prisons. They need food. They need hygienic articles, yes. They need socializing. They need the perspective of reconciliation, yes. They need a sort of human treatment. This is important. And one of the main scopes of our association to connect social issues with art, yes. Art is a mean also to transport this, yes. You said it in your question in a perfect way, yes. And so especially in countries like the country you're coming from, the Republic of Congo, yes. But here in the House of the Clericians, there are also people from many countries, and there's the opportunity to speak to people from Africa, from Asia, also from Latin America, and so these voices are also interesting for me to learn, yes, and to have in the future when we are. Our art is traveling all over the world. It's a pilgrimage of paintings, yes.
Wow.
And we give a donation also sometimes from prison to a certain part of the world. So we have a painting in Texas, one in Switzerland, another one in Chicago, in Germany, many in Sweden, and so on. And it is shown in places where the story of the artist behind it is told, yes. And so this could be also in the time of online translating things like we are doing it here in the headquarters of the Claretians in Rome, yes, and we can give it to countries like New Zealand, Australia, and all over the world. This connection in the good, as one of your brothers here said to me from India this morning, to connecting people in good, yeah. This is important, yes. And this is the word of the day for me today here in Rome before Christmas. And my wish and my thanks goes also to the Claretian community also, and to many other orders and congregations here in Rome, as the Mercedarians, the Trinitarians, even the Jesuits, the Dominicans, and others. All of them are doing something also. And when we started our interview, your founder, he was very near also to these social issues, yes. And so this gives me a lot also of hope. And we are here in the end of the Holy Year, and it was pilgrimage of hope. And I could offer you a little catalog here.
Yes.
And we had in the Holy Year an exhibition in Sant'Anselmo, one of the hills in here in Rome, and it's this painting from Brazil. Here, it's a woman's prison, and just for the little joke, she is reading our catalog here.
All right.
And these are 300 pages,
Wonderful.
yes, and in 3 languages. And we had the honor also that Pope Francis gave an address also to this catalog, and I'm very grateful to the Benedict order that they supported for 3 months this exhibition there, and it's going now around the world. Hope behind bars, Esperanza dietro le sbarre, Hoffnung hinter Gittern. It will be online very soon, and you can have a look in the internet to this.
And it said hope behind bars.
Yes.
And that leads me also to the next, maybe the final question, is about the final message that can give actually hope.
Yeah.
What do you say about this vision and mission that art and prison have that gives hope behind the bars?
It is a hope, and His Holiness Pope Leo XIV, he said in the final mass of the Congresso of the Pastoral Penitenciaria, it was an event here in St. Peter's Square, and he said nobody is lost and everyone is saved, yes. And so who is nobody? So many nobodies in the world. And if there's a hope also that we see that everyone is saved, also the nobodies behind bars. They have more freedom in their heart, yes, than many of us can imagine. That would be my hope also for the future, and that we can connect in this hope in the near future, and that we have also the word of the Pope was from the periphery. I don't know if it is English. We see reality in a better way. Yes. Socialism. So we come from outside to inside to the center of the heart of Jesus, and also Mary, what is here, we're not in this house. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Peter. Thank you for this sharing. I hope our audience enjoyed it, and we wish you a happy mission. Exactly, with we have not mentioned it with your spouse,
Thank you.
Cornelia. That's also part of this project, and we wish that hope will be taken behind the bars.
Thank you.
Thank you, and see you next time.
See you.